Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to NinjaTrader Live. I'm Tracy Shuchart, senior economist, and here are the headlines while we were away. First, we had a Wall Street Journal article coming out. We saw indices move down on this, saying the U.S. military is making preparations for potential strikes on energy targets in Iran, according to multiple U.S. officials, as President Trump ratchets I can't say that word today, up his demand for Tehran to open up the Strait of Hormuz. Military planners are pulling out existing lists of potential targets to provide the president options if he decides to attack energy infrastructure, said the officials. Trump has wrapped up his threats to do just that in recent days, telling the Wall Street Journal on Sunday that he would destroy all of Iran's power plants if the regime doesn't agree to open the Strait of Hormuz by Tuesday evening. Now, it kind of sounds like this article was a rehash of an article they put out on Sunday. Nonetheless, when it did come out, we did see index markets move down on this. Then we had President Trump speaking at 1 p.m. He was speaking about the rescued airmen and about our great military. But he also, of course, threw some ringers in there that also caused crude to spike and indices to pull back. He said the entire country of Iran could be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night. He said if Iran doesn't yield, they won't have bridges or power plants on the deadline. He said that will not be moved again. And he also mentioned that we have not signed any ceasefire. Then we had Hegseth speaking after that one. He said today will be the largest volume of strikes since day one of the operation, adding that there will be more tomorrow. And he said that Iran has a choice, choose wisely, because this president does not play around. Again, markets a little bit shaky on that in the index markets, crude also ticking up. And on the back of that, we now have the U.S. markets are back to pricing in a small chance of a rate hike by September as the deadline for a potential strike on the potential U.S. strike on Iran looms. That suggests residual worries about inflation, despite a potentially attractive entry points at the short end of the curve. We had ISM services data print this morning. It sort of encapsulated the stagflationary undertones that we are kind of seeing. We had 70% of the respondents indicated higher prices paid, well ahead of expectations, while the headline number fell by a larger than expected amount, including a sub-50 read for employment, which suggests contraction. Above 50 is expansion, below 50 is contraction. So that kind of is a stagflationary environment, being that you have lower employment, higher inflation, overall kind of a shaky number. Again, we did see a pullback on that, the moves in the short end of the curve on those comments made earlier, which sort of shifted the curve a little bit. Moving on, we have U.S. truck rates at the highest since 2022, also adding to inflation pressures. Obviously, we've seen a 50% move higher in diesel prices. Those haulers, long haulers, have responded by raising the weekly per mile fuel surcharge paid by shippers to its highest since 2022. So what we're finding is, and what I've been saying and hammering home is that whatever happens in the diesel and crude markets and the energy markets, that filters down to all sorts of industries. We talked a little bit about the fertilizer issue this morning with Garrett. So there are a lot of things being affected by this, and that will push prices up the longer we see these, longer we see diesel, crude, and gasoline at these elevated prices. And with all that good news, I will hand it off to Jim for an edge report.
Thank you, Tracy. Let's take a look at an E-mini S&P intraday chart I pulled up some edge full stats today, and I did a search on Tuesdays. And so this is interesting. So initial balance break on Tuesdays, and I want to know when a wick actually breaks the IB low or the IB high. And I look back 6 months to find out how many times it's happened. Well, 57.69% of the time on a Tuesday, we had a single break. We haven't had any break yet, by the way. 42.31%. We have a double break and 0%. We have no break. Now you might say, well, wait a second, Jim. We were off yesterday. So shouldn't Tuesday behave like a Monday? I would say maybe. So those stats are way different. Those stats are 80% chance of a single break and only 15% chance of a double break. So you got to decide, is the behavior today going to be like a Monday or is it going to be like a regular Tuesday? In any event, we have our first candle here, first substantive close since the initial balance ended below VWAP. We had one little one, below VWAP a little while ago. This is a 30-minute candle. This is a more substantial one, and we have continuation selling, trying to push down a little lower here. Now, the bottom of the value area is at 66.25 and 3/4. We're tapping on that right now. So if there's going to be a single break, right now I'm leaning toward the downside. As long as we're below that VWAP, I'm leaning toward the downside. It's only about a 10 handle, 12 handle move that we have to go. Here's the bottom of that IB. The bottom of the IB, initial balance low, is 66.17 and 3/4. We're trading about 11 handles above that. So very, very achievable. I'm a little bit bearish right now. If we have continuation selling, then we have some really nice levels. We've got the pivot, which is right at that 66.13, which lines up really nicely with the London IB low as well. So two areas of interest for the price of one. And below that, we got that high vol level down there at 66.05. That'll be an interesting level. Hopefully we don't break below that because that could result in some acceleration that goes a lot lower. If you remember our conversation last time about what high vol level really means. Right now, so we're pretty far away from that, so I'm not hitting the panic button yet. Now, if I'm wrong and buyers come in and push us all the way back up, we still have to get through a whole bunch of levels. We have to get through the point of control, which is a decent point of control. This is a nice Gaussian distribution, as Leo would say. It's nice, nice point of control right in the middle, around 66.77. Right above that is previous session's high, which is around the London IB high, and then we got that R2 sitting way up there. R2 is part of the pivot study, and that is short for resistance too, of course, and that's at 66.54. So nice targets on the upside here. Double break, I don't know how likely it is today, short of some crazy news, which is possible, but that's kind of what I'm looking at the E-mini S&P at the moment. Let's pivot over to crude oil, because crude oil is equally as interesting. Let's get that data to percolate here. It's going to take a second for my volume profile to kick on. I did not have it preloaded. My bad. There we go. Again, really nice volume profile, right? Everything's kind of behaving normally until recently. So almost Gaussian, but then boom, we broke out of that IB high right at 113.12, and we drove all the way up to previous session's highs, and we accumulated volume up there. Look at this light gray area up here. This is accumulation of volume. This isn't just a hit and run. So we're trying to build another kind of point of control a little bit higher up around 113.70. We'll see. This is kind of a big move. Remember, the lows were sub 109, and now we're almost, it's at $4, $5 higher almost here as well in crude oil. So it's been a big move from these lows, and it hasn't been a real orderly rally because we had these big green candle, big green candle, big green candle, but it has been a rally throughout most of the day. So we'll see if the previous session's highs hold. If not, we have that JAX 3 way at the tippy top there at 115 even. Above that, geez, I don't even know if there is above that. Look at that, a lot of empty space, a lot of space with our 1 is way up here at 118, spot 16. So that would be crazy if we got down there. Alternatively, we'll see if we can get a drive back into the initial balance and then see if we could even test that VWAP. VWAP's at 111.78. So right now, from a range point of view, we're about 88% of the average based on a 34 period look back. So we got room to grow on for a breakout to the upside for sure, just based on that stat alone. Not saying it's going to happen or not. Things go really south here and we break through that 0 DTE put support. Remember, 0 DTE put support could act like a magnet later on in the day or even in the middle of the day. Look how many 30-minute candles traded through it. 1, 2, 3, not quite. 4. Yeah, that counts. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times. That's a long period. That's a lot of 30-minute candles traded through it. So we'll see if we can get that retracement back up, that VWAP touch maybe. But right now, I'm kind of bullish on the May 2026 crude oil contract. Really quickly here, let's take a look at the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is still south of 70,000, but barely south of 70,000. This has been remarkably resilient, by the way. I thought we were going to, after this, after we dropped the after the president dropped the F-bomb on Iran, I thought we were literally going to see this at about 50,000. But no, it held all weekend long. I was checking my Kraken Pro app. So nice kind of capital P-shaped distribution right now. I'd pay attention basically to the bottom of the value area, 69,320, and the top of the value area, which is keen resistance right now at 70 to 40. We're just kind of oscillating sideways between there. I don't expect much deviation between now and the rest of the day. That is this afternoon's Edge Report. Time for our main event. We are ready to trade the close. We are bringing in Stowe, XYZ, and Jack Gleason. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
What a day, man.
Afternoon, Jim. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Can't complain. Yep. So we have basically West Coast. We have the Central Plains. And then we have the East Coast represented here. We have a whole cross culture of society.
Yeah,
Time zone arbitrage.
One real time zone and 2 fake ones. That's for sure.
Oh, it's funny you should say that because when we fled Chicago about 6 years ago, I'll tell you a quick story. We were deciding between the Carolinas and Arizona. And then when I calculated what time I would have to wake up in California, I'm sorry, Arizona, not California. Arizona. We're going to Phoenix. So no, didn't happen. Glad I made this choice. Get to sleep in a little bit longer. And XYZ does also. He's not in the mornings very often.
This is the real time zone. I just didn't want to fight about it.
I think GMT is the real time zone. Everything
No,
else, if we're really
not.
going to stretch it that far.
That's fair.
That's
Big time guy, huh?
That's a shout out to Kane, man.
Name
Whoa.
all the times.
Whoa. In any event. All right, well, let's go around the horn. Let's see how we're doing. We'll start in first base, and that is you, XYZ.
Long runners from low day.
Ooh.
Being greedy, holding on to 2 and seeing if we can get a double. I think it's possible we get a double IB break, maybe even back up to overnight high. So, yeah, we had a breakdown finally. So my plan was to watch one of these sides break. It was IB low and try to fade that back in because the day just did not seem like there was going to be extension. Globex ate up the range again, as we can see.
Yep.
And upon the break, they left about, I think it was 100 points below from the 90 MA. So to me, that was a pretty big runway to get back up there. And I think I had 7 on. So I was like 100 points in at some point. But I'd taken 5 off. So I'm willing to die with these. I've moved them up now. I've just been waiting for them to put in a swing low. And they finally did. So now the stop is trailed up to the swing low. But I think we can get to overnight high and possibly the other end of the IB. I mean, the range is only 206 on it. So
Yeah.
I do think it's possible. There's a good likelihood. Good enough for me to hold the runners at least for the extended target. I did get some gold shorts. I mean, they stopped working, but gold paid me pretty nicely today on the short side. Was thinking we had, the move up and they lost the volume, went down, and they had problems transacting back into this range, this major range. And this is the second attempt here. So I figured, look, overlapping POC. If we're going to keep melting it lower, probably work through this and trade the 46, 40s. The idea played well enough to make money, but ultimately, still they're working in this low volume area. So, just going to hold on to NQ runners for the stream, I think.
So let me ask you the question real quick. XYZ. So was this your first trade in NASDAQ of the day?
Yeah, I didn't start trading until closer to the stream. So waiting at that time, we're just like in the middle, and no side of the IB is broken. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. Downside. I was just like, look, I'm gonna wait for IB break, and I'm gonna fade that back in. Except when they broke it, they washed it really low, left imbalances. It kind of like set up a perfect scenario for me to get the trade because of imbalances, because of how aggressive and dramatic the move was, how much room left to get back to the 90 MA. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, I
kind of a
mean, the reason
perfect
I
storm.
asked that question is because if you think about it, and this is really important to me, and I think it's a really important key here, is that you waited for that trade to present itself, right? So you were patient. Patience is, in my opinion, one of the top three most important things you could do here is just wait. It's boring. No one wants to just sit around and stare at a screen. It's not easy to do, right? And then you complicate it with the chemical warfare that's going in your brain, in your head. You really want to do something, and instead you got to say, no, I'm going to wait. And you waited for your setup, and now you've got a sweet position.
Yeah, it's these are the really good seats. It's in the wick, but at the very bottom of the wick. That's why I'm so stubborn with these runners. Usually I'd have trailed. I would have trailed it up and got taken out, way higher, pretty much where price is now. So I would have got taken out at 95 points earlier instead of waiting for this. But I do think that these seats are that good, and I
Yeah,
don't want to give them
yeah,
up. Yeah.
yeah. All right, all right. Well, let's keep rolling here. Jack, what are you thinking, man?
Yeah, I mean, we've just been zigzagging here all day, and I actually want to see us move lower before getting an initiating position here in the indexes. I'm looking for a move down to like a 66.14. I have a level down at 66.14 in ES. We're bumping up on the 50% retracement short for the day in both indexes. That level is 24,326, which is literally the high here on the last candle. So I'm actually, part of my bias is going to be determining where we are come like 230, 240, because we did have an ATR expansion to the upside. If we get a continuation above this candle through the 50% retracement shorts for the day, I'll be more aggressive and willing to participate at higher prices on the long side. But if we stall here and, because every bid so far has kind of been sold into, and I am kind of thinking in the back of my head with, 24 hours till the final notice with Iran. I think there's definitely some still fear, at least enough to get a washout of today's consolidation. Whether that ends up happening in the Asian session tomorrow morning or here into close is to be determined. But I'm kind of conflicted because overall my bias is up, but I want to see us trade lower first. And those lower levels are going to be 24,135-ish in the NQs and 66.14 and 6,600 in the ES. Those are going to be my lower levels. I have alerts there. And it doesn't matter the time that we trade it. I'm going to be participating on the long side unless I'm sleeping. If I'm sleeping, I will not be. But if that happens in the Asian session, I'll be there.
All right, awesome. Great explanation. At first, I thought you might not be the real Jack Leeson because there's no positions coming into this, but you told us why. But thank you for that. Appreciate you. Stowe, you're up last.
Yeah, I'm long. I have been in the same trade all day, pretty much, starting at 10:30. I too am conflicted. Um, Previous week time frame, I am bullish. Previous month, current month time frame, I am neutral. So with that combination, I'm able to take longs with my rules for the first time in a little while. So it's good to be back. That aside, we are moving extremely slow for the minuscule amount of liquidity that's sitting on both tapes right now. So it feels very sus. It feels like a market waiting to do something. That being said, what has begun to happen ever since we came on at 2 is maybe the most clear buying tape I've ever seen. It's actually so obviously bid that it's making me nervous. So I was just like, to hell with it. I'll just get in this spot again. I'm currently long 28 and a quarter with one runner, and just like XY, I'm looking for a range expansion to the upside. I guess ultimately 66.70. I've got my profit at 69 and a quarter. I don't think it's going to get up there, but I don't know. It's really bid right
Not
now.
with that attitude.
All right. But we're in, I mean, we hit two of my targets. Like this whole thing just played out. Once 46 gets hit, 58 and a quarter gets hit. So that happened early on. We have not had an IB break in ES yet is the only thing that I'm still holding on to for a pop for that last stat fill. But
Yeah.
I don't know who they are just buying this. They don't even care to show the bid. It's crazy.
And kind of just now, and Ricky, it's not lost on me that the point I was trying to make, I made it backward by 80% for a single break in the ES. Most likely going to happen, right? So now it seems like Stowe's sitting in a good position right now. This thing's rallying. I thought for sure we're going to take out the target wick on that other 30-minute candle and break down the pivot, but not happening.
Yeah. I don't know. I got to go with my dumb high time frame rules and try to put whatever is happening in the back seat. And so, yeah, I was just trying to stay long above 66.20 today, and that's all I've really done.
Yeah, no dumb
three shots.
High time rules. No.
Stupid man make money, that sort of thing.
Oh, that's the opposite. Any event. All right, you guys. Well, listen, I appreciate your insight, as does everybody that's listening. It's awesome. As usual, wish you the best of luck on your trades, and I'm going to be in the chat and listening to you guys.
Cool. Thank you, brother.
Jim.
Yep.
Take care. All right, boys.
Gentlemen. So me and XY are going to the moon, clearly. Every time we're in the same trade, only good things happen.
We are Artemis too.
Big Artemis guy, huh?
Uh-huh.
The rocket that's heading to the moon right now.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
You guys ain't going nowhere.
I heard they missed. Sure.
Yeah, is that real?
I don't know.
I can't tell if it's a joke.
I wasn't sure. I mean, I did see it. Who knows?
Sometimes you shoot and you miss.
I can't look at the internet anymore. The whole thing is just a constant questioning my own reality.
It's like,
at this
is this
point.
AI?
So
Is this
yeah,
real?
I can't. Yeah,
it's a tough place to be when your job consists of working on a computer. You may be
Yes.
better fit for physical labor.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's too much internet for the day, I guess. Sometimes I feel that way.
Reload bid. Is this a good equity curve? Like, it sounds like it is. My equity curve has many small consistent losses and the occasion big winner. But I only trade one mini. Any advice? Is it a good equity curve? Sounds like it would be.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Or are you like flat equity curve and you want to improve it? It's a loaded question. Either way, I don't have the answer for you because it's one flat to flat trade. I can't tell you because I've known nothing of your trading if spreading the contract sizing out does anything for you. But if it's going well, all you really have to do is add another contract and do what you're doing because it seems to be working.
My question is it working? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
working?
main thing here.
Yeah.
Is it working? Are you?
Is
up?
it as is the equity curve as I am envisioning it, or is it something else entirely? Because it sounds like it's good.
Sounds great.
That's
I wouldn't
very
change a thing.
typical. If you're just generally have higher targets and tighter stops, you're gonna have smaller losses and the occasional big win. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going for 5R trades every time you take a position, you're gonna have small stop, hopefully big win, small stop, big win, and you're still positive. But how the size difference between your targets and your stops is going to be reflective on your win percents realistically.
Man, this is like the most bullish tape I've ever seen in my entire life. Or does it just feel like that?
The most bullish tape you've ever seen.
This ain't the most bullish tape you've ever seen.
Dude. That's quite a stretch.
If this was the most bullish tape you've ever seen, you'd be buying it still.
Yeah, we're up 0.5% on the day.
No, I just mean right now since 2:00.
Yeah.
They're not even hiding
bullish. It's definitely bullish, but
Well, these
most
runners
bullish
are
is
paying, so it's quite bullish.
I can't believe they're not. I can't believe there's no other side to this tape after this extremely balanced day.
oh, you're getting to the top of the range now. So
Yeah, I'm trying to get that overnight
I mean,
high.
you had that sweeping low at 110 and no continuation to the downside. We basically retested the bottom of the range and we've been moving higher since. So I think getting that liquidity sweep at 110 and no continuation below it really shook any weak hands out. Makes it a little easier to float higher after that.
30% win rate and up 800. I still don't know what that means. I don't know how many trades.
It's
I
getting
don't know
more
what the equity
confusing.
curve looks like. Like, it doesn't tell me much, but if it seems to be how many trades is this over,
There's
I
a
guess,
seller
or how
again.
many days, or yeah, this is not giving me much. The chart you have
Of
multiple VPs. What is duration of the anchored VP to the far right? 5-day rolling.
Vert, my green zone is the London 30-second opening range. 3 a.m. Eastern time. For those
Crayon
time zone
lines.
fans.
Crayon lines. You should find something new to do. Just call it quest completed. On to a new quest.
I might be taking this. I might be closing this out if we get back below previous day high.
Did you have a target before? I think I missed it if you said it.
Not really. Um,
Just rolling with the tide.
yeah, I mean, upside target is either the top of this range, but if we
Dude, what is happening?
or 66.70, but okay, cool. So I'm gonna tuck this guy here. So either we leave the range or I'll get stopped out at 42. That's fine. Looks like seller finally appeared. My goodness. Took you long enough.
I think you jinxed the top tick there.
Maybe.
You were like, there's not another side of the tape.
There hadn't
Yeah.
been.
Right
There
at
hadn't
the
been
There
high.
is not a
for
single
25
seller
points.
in existence. They are not real.
I do
Selling
have
is
that
AI.
ability though. If anybody needs me, jinx for hire.
Jinx for hire.
I think I
Yeah, that's the
move
equivalent
this.
of the P&L screenshot right there.
I'm gonna move this trail up now. No, I'm only sending out red PNL screenshots on Twitter now.
Good call.
Strategy. The P&L corn.
Yeah, this gold short idea.
You fire up the gold chart again.
I shorted gold earlier. I made like 3,500.
Nice, bud. That's cool.
I could have made another 35, but I got greedy and it broke even on the second short. But yeah, got a quick nice wash here.
The best intro trading book I know is Trading is Math, which goes into all the main aspects of what's good and what's bad. I don't think I've ever read that one.
Yeah, I've never read that one, but I like it. Sounds good.
How many monitors do we all have? I have 2.5.
4.
4 for Jack. All right.
So my eyes are always going like this. I look like I have vision problems, but realistically, I'm just circling.
Do you change your compression at all still?
Tick compression?
Yeah.
Well, on ES, I'm just at 1.
No. The leg to leg.
No, ES is 10 points.
I'm like, should I change mine?
I mean, we talked about that last time. What are you at, 50? I'm at 60 for NQ?
Oh, I'm not changing that. I mean, like just the compression.
Oh, for the
The past few days have been like, what's the RTH range lately?
Hold on, let me turn on my fancy
I've been
thing.
paying attention.
Maybe like 300-400. I'm like, should I make it smaller compression? Yeah, whatever.
1
Uh,
second.
I mean, I don't even know if you've been trading NQ still.
Yeah, I have. All right, so current range 250 points, expected range 243 points with volatility where it opened today in NQ. So that's the other reason I got out of that trade when it pulled back on ES. ES is doing the same thing, I'm sure. I've got my own expected ranges now, XY.
Ooh, you
Very
sure the settings are
proprietary.
right? How many points did you risk on those 7 lots? About 12 points risk.
Oof, you were in 7?
I was in 7 at the lows. Yeah.
Nice. Clean.
Yes. That's the only reason I have the balls to hold these two for as long as I have, because I got paid nicely on the 5. I mean, it kept running. So
I'd say so.
still looking for at least like an overnight high above 370s, at least for this one of these two runners. But I'm trailing it pretty closely now. I mean, I'm locking in over 100 on it, I think. So it's all right.
So this is 9 point. This is 9 tick compression. It still looks okay to me. 9 tick compression, 60 point rotation size. I like the
NQ?
leg. Yeah.
9? Dude, how do
Yeah, I
you
got
see
9.
anything? Oh, you're kind of
I
you like
enhance.
zoom in the chart a little bit. And
Big enhancer guy. I also highlight those thresholds. So like, I don't see anything that doesn't show up. I think might be 75 or less for NQ's threshold size. So if it needs to be something I zoom into, then I zoom in. Otherwise, I just see if a number pops up or it doesn't. What is the blue dot on your charts, Stowe and XY? You may have to be
Delta
more
map.
specific. Yeah, it's
I'm
probably
guessing it's the little delta map exhaustion bubble
yeah.
here.
Yeah, this little shadow guy.
Just highlights exhaustion, potential exhaustion, we'll say.
Yeah, potential.
A big move that doesn't really see extension. Delta, it tracks the delta of it. My trail is in front of the EMA here, so good chance I do get tagged out of this, but we'll lock in a pretty good amount of points on these.
This is a delta volume profile that's in Order Flow Labs tool. But by we, I certainly don't mean me. Some people are working on a free volume at price indicator that we'll be able to share with you folks soon. Once we get the free DOM live and partying, then that's going to be next on the agenda, I believe.
Was that
And
a
again,
play on words? Freedom. Freedom.
yeah, it's
Like
just
freedom,
called
like freedom.
it's called the free DOM, but it's one word. It's free DOM.
Is it freedom or is it freedom?
I'm not at liberty to discuss.
It's the war package right there. The freedom.
The freedom.
The freedom. That's funny.
Freedom. Hey man, dude. But yeah, they're working on that. We're working on it. The royal we. I'll probably test it and have nothing to contribute. So that'll be my part. Although I did contribute to this beta. Usually I don't really contribute because I don't have a lot of I don't have what they would consider to be
I'm
a
not big
skill
brain
set.
enough. I really don't except it's easy. It was easy for me to contribute to this because I need it. Like I need to use it.
Same.
Every single day. I think I was the first one to like actually use it, like execute off of it. I'm like, "You look, I don't know if it works."
Yeah.
Even the guy making it was like, "I don't know if it works." I was like, "Well, I'll tell you. Give me an hour. I will tell you if it works."
Yes, it's very
And he
important
was like, "Oh
X-wise
yeah, you
trading
can
that,
try on Sim first." I was like, "No, I'm gonna do it live. We're doing it
yeah,
live."
you got to forward test. There's no other way. But yeah, you
Do
got
it
to get
live.
in there and haggle. That's a big part of your style, homie.
On
Negotiate.
average, how many points in profit do I take somewhere? It always changes. It depends on the day. Um, it depends on the range or the leg, right? Today, it's each leg was pretty, I would say significant according in scale of the day's range. If you're on the right side of a leg, you get a pretty good move. The low trade that I got, I mean, that one was just running off. So there was no reason for me to cover until it starts slowing down, like actually slowing down. I think my first cover was 70 points. So I was holding seven
That's
and it's
great.
running 60, 70. Then I started to cover and then I covered the third. Well, three left at 100 points. I went down to two and I just held the two. But it's because the market's running, right? I don't have any sort of bracketing where I get in a trade and there's already a limit TP at X amount of points. You guys will notice I only just have a stop when I get into a trade, and I'll just see how things go from there. Um, it's just easier for me to manage that way. Sometimes it'll it won't go as far as you might expect it to. So then you peel off there. Or sometimes it's just running. And if you add a TP at like 20, 25 points and now it's just blowing through, you're like, oh, damn it.
Yeah, for its time, this has actually been an amazing day. Um, this is a pretty big range, moving pretty slowly. Uh, Trading the edges on this day has been really nice.
I think they like bottom ticked my trailing stop, which sucks.
I thought that had happened to me, but they didn't. So I was redeemed.
Looks like gold might be making its way lower.
Let me pull this big guy up and see what we're really looking at. I didn't really look at it. So that gap, 67.60 is that gap above still. Did we break this egregious downtrend yet? If I was to draw a crayon line, I think we maybe did like just today, huh?
What are you looking at?
Just a big chart.
No, like what product?
Yes.
I mean,
Hmm,
NQ still looks like it's trying to figure out if it wants to go and stay back in that old range again. You know the range.
I do.
The only range we've known for like over half a year.
Eh, it's a decent crayon.
Oh, line guy.
Look at, yeah.
Hey, line guy, huh? Do you sweeps of your PT often since you don't set limit? Do I sweeps? You gotta retype that. I don't know what that means. Do you miss? Do you miss your price target often since you don't set limit TPs? I don't miss price targets because I just don't have them. Um, when I'm scaling out, so I guess my price target is like the ultimate target of the idea, and I'm scaling out before it gets there. I always want to make sure I'm being paid as I'm in the right direction of the trade. It's very hard for me to just hold the whole thing flat to flat. Like you'd see Jack do that, right? I cannot do that. I need
Same.
that the cope. I need the coping, the cover. so that, you know,
Cool.
all right, I'm sitting on profits. Now I'm not so squeamish about the rest of the position. So as it's moving, I'm manually marketing out of um, the position. If there
Okay.
is like a longer target, which yeah, you know, this long had overnight high and potentially new high a day, then I'll trail. But no, I don't really if I have a price I'm looking to trade for TP, like say I wanted let me pull this back. I wanted this little swing high for a TP, I would actually set the orders there. I would put limit orders. If I'm looking for specific prices, I will put limit orders there. If I have no limit orders, I don't really have anything specific. Maybe I'd be like, oh, in this area, this range, this, that. Once the price approaches it, I want to see what the market does first before I take anything off. That's when I'm just leaving it there. But if it's like, okay, if price reaches this, for sure, I want to take off profits, then I will put the limit order. So if I don't have a limit order, I'm not married to taking profits at that spot. I want to see price get there and then see if they'll continue really strong or it starts to slow down. Then I'll just manually take off some.
Can't miss a TP if you don't have one, guys. That is the ultimate advice there.
Yeah, long story short, if I don't have a target, I can't miss it.
No, they're not Ichimoku clouds. That would be fun though. The only clouds that I use are milky vape clouds. Know what I mean? No, it's just all view up stuff.
Cloudy brains. Explain the difference between your leg starts and normal swing points. So a leg start is what you see on my screen. That's a white dot. It's the beginning of a 3-bar move or greater. So in this case, this MCL has had a 3-bar move that started at 205 and then 1 red bar, 2 red bar, 3. That puts in after the close of the 3rd bar, it'll plot that dot. And I just treat that as a potential support or resistance in the future. And then a swing high is the previous 5 bars are all lower and the following bars are all lower. So this swing high here is this orange dot. Falling bars, five bars are lower, and the previous 5 bars are also lower. And that just to me is a swing high. But of course, that high has to hold for 25 minutes in order for me to consider it a swing high. Because every time we're making highs, that's just you're kind of like picking a top. And if you ever find yourself just selling in, the market keeps moving against you, wait for those dots to appear. You can see like even the swing low here at 1040, after that, we kind of began our move up. The next swing low here, 1220. After that, we began our move up. And then it's just, the opposing 5-bar swing low, 5-bar swing high. That's the difference. Yeah, reload bid. I mean, if as far as trading the props, you got to trade differently. You can trade profitably, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to make money prop trading, just because of the rules that they have with drawdowns and stuff. So you just got to know what the math is, and if you don't know what the math is, and it doesn't equal out, then just trade a cash account. You can start an account with $2,500 and trade a couple micros. You can easily rip through $2,500 in evals if you're buying the 150K accounts and blowing them once a week. So just trade a cash account. If you find yourself profitable in a cash account and not profitable in a prop account because of the rules, I have a simple answer for you. Trade what works, which would be your cash account.
Yeah, same thing for that guy. Just trade one mini. Like, hey, maybe don't mess with what is working. No, it makes sense to me to be like, well, what if I had a runner? And every time I have that conversation, it's like with myself, it's never good. It never ends good when I change something for no reason.
I'm not sure why my charts are brighter than anybody else's, to be honest.
Am I missing important things that they're trying to tell us? I
I
often
don't
do
know. He
that.
said my charts are brighter than an Xmas tree. I guess. I'm not sure why my charts are brighter outside of my candle colors are different, but they do look brighter.
That's cool.
Really, because Proverbs has trailing drawdown punishes small consistent losses. Does it though? Small. I have a friend, I think I mentioned him before. He trades he trades his accounts based on the drawdown, not account size. And his sizing, I would say, is reasonable as if it were a cash account. And he'll take tons of losses, never a problem. So what you think might be small losses or small size might not really be small size. You
Yeah.
really have to ask yourself, if you had a $2,000 account, what would your size be? What would your risk be? If you're trading 50K, right? A lot of people might say like, oh yeah, I would trade 5 micros or 8 micros or 1 mini. Like really, if you had $2,000 to your name in a cash account, you would trade 1 mini. You know, like that's so got to be really honest about that. Yeah, if you have a good system, but you have an issue with the drawdown punishing it, it's a sizing thing. You think it's a reasonable size, but the data says your EV is positive, but the accounts keep blowing. I think there's proof that the size is too big.
Size
So,
does matter.
contrary to popular belief. Okay.
I think
Pre-market analysis.
it's also programmed that I think because most prop accounts allow you to leverage beyond what would be normal intraday trading margin on a cash account, it creates this false sense of like, well, what is an appropriate amount of size? Because like what you just said, XY, if you put $2,000 in a trading account, your intraday margin for an NQ contract is 1,000 if everything's cool in the world. So what, you're gonna use half your account to tie up that margin and throw mini on one trade that you get liquidated on quickly.
yeah, that's a little dicey.
Yeah. So, but the same if you take a 50K account with $2,500 drawdown, in most prop accounts, you can put 3 to 5 minis on in that account. So,
I think you just gotta, as much as you would hate to do so, and everyone does, that's why prop firms are in business. You'd probably have to size down. I mean, you have a really good system, or get a bigger account, buy a bigger account, and do that size. I don't really know what your situation is. Like I said, I don't know what accounts size or the size you're trading in the account or the strategy or this and that. But it seems like your equity curve is a decent one, which you did confirm earlier. So maybe buy a bigger account size or make the size smaller.
I mean,
Going through like high time frame analysis that I had today it's pretty simple. We've got overlapping volume up here, and we had that open yesterday, came down and no interest. And today I'm just seeing that we're just building higher interest. So low volume spot, and we haven't poked that new low, the IB low. It's easy for me to wait for it because a 95% chance, right, that either side of an IB will break, and we've broken neither side. So now I'm just going to wait for a break, and I'm going to look for a fade back into the range. And it coincides with this low volume area, coincides with what volume profile is telling me over the past 5 days. Like you've got to build, it's higher and pokes lower, loses it. Not that interested. You get overlapping volume here. You poke lower, still not that interested. So if they're building higher, I'm going to wait to see, all right, well, once it breaks, it's going to go back into this overlapping area. And if there's not going to be as much interest, it's going to maintain interest higher. I'm going to fade this back in. That was as far as the analysis went. It was a perfect spot. It just things lined up. It's a good spot. It's prior volume, right? If you make it through and the prior volume rejects, you're gonna go back to where you came from, which is up here. Ultimately, price moves, and I find that I am not only in the wick of this candle that was like a complete hammer up. This candle was blue at some point. I was like, I'm not just in the wick. I'm at the very bottom of this thing. They're going to have to pry it from my cold, dead hands. So I held it, and yeah, I got trailed out. It looks like overnight high still in the cards. I got probably like bottom tick trailed, but man, I locked in over 100 on it. I can't complain. Those two runners alone erased the losses that I took on Friday. So it's a good day. It's a good outcome. Even with gold, right? Look, gold is okay. I wanted shorts, and it looks like this candle's going to close as a continuation down. We'll probably trade those 4640s that I wanted, but they were doing it in the worst way, right? I got that big wash, got paid heavy on this, and it just kept going. And ultimately break even, pokes up, and then it goes. Like I said, it's easy to call a market, but executing it in the way that the market's moving that's like 85% of the equation. Making the plan, calling the market, that's like 15% at best.
Maybe less.
Maybe less. Yeah. I mean, that's why you see screenshots without executions. Told you. Who told you first? Where can you find it? Pay $100 and you can find tomorrow's plan, whatever.
Room can confirm.
Yeah. Room can confirm I called it, but they can't confirm that I executed off of it.
Both these highs are so good too.
Also, the thing with the props, if you got 50K account and, you got to realize your risk of ruin and what's your dollar amount per trade? Are you varying it widely? Are you risking $1,000 on a trade and 200 on the next? That's not really going to lead you to have consistent results. If you have extreme variance in your the cash you're risking, and even if you have a high win rate or a positive expectancy but vary in your risk sizing, you'll fail. So you definitely need to know your risk of ruin. How many stops can you take in a row before you bust your account? It's a number you should definitely know.
Yep, I agree, man. Big time. And most people don't do that math.
Oh, here's something interesting. Entering at bottom wick was precision. How did you know it's not going any lower? No one ever knows. I never know. The problem is everyone tries to back test, forward test, refine a strategy based on finding out how to know something. It just throws you in a hamster wheel. You're never going to find that. You have to make peace with the fact that you never know anything. Did I know it was going to be the low of day? Absolutely not. All I knew was if it is, I'm getting paid on this thing. If it ain't, take a little 12-point hit. Whatever. That's a good situation to be in, right? That's all I knew. Yes, there are degrees of probabilities. What got me to add more onto the trade, so I had like 1 on, 2 on, 3 on, and I put the other 4 on because as they came back to the lows, the bid is now stepping up. And that's really all that I need to see, and that's pretty much all the market's going to give me. It's not going to give me more information than that. If I think this is going to be the low and we'll start to make that move up, there's only one condition that I'm looking for now: the market unable to poke lower. If that condition is met, I'm getting long, and that's all I know. When is the market going to stop going lower? It's pretty literal. It's when it stops going lower. What does that look like? It looks like a bid now that's rushing in to hold the price there higher. The low that was made was unable to trade again. Why? Because there's a bid flooding in above. And that's where I'm going to start layering my size. I'm going to try to get in with that bid. And as now it's moving, it becomes, all right, they better not come back to this price. This price needs to hold. This price shouldn't be trading again. That's all I know. The rest is up to the market.
I have a good strategy that works for me to simplify a very complicated game. And that is, if there's anything that there's no chance I'm ever going to figure out, I pretend that it doesn't exist at all. I just completely remove the whole thing from my brain. It's like, it can be as easy as, is the futures market manipulated? I don't think so. Do you know why I don't think so? Because I'm never going to know. There's no way for me to know if it's for sure manipulated or not. So I have removed that concept from my brain, and now it doesn't sit in my brain at all. And the fewer things I can have in there, poking around while I'm trying to click the button, the better off I am.
Yeah, it's just moving. Markets buying, markets selling. They're matching. Buyers and sellers doing business. Anything above that, I don't get paid to know that stuff, so I don't care. Um, I think there's a great example of the precision entry that I had. Let me give you guys another example of precision. That was precision, sure. But check out my trailing stop. That was opposite precision. What is the opposite of precision? Because my trailing stop, I put it here because I thought, hey, if we trade this price, I think it might be the start of a further leg down, a deeper pullback. Actually, I was completely wrong. I was 100% wrong with what the market is doing because that was like a bottom tick trail stop. But I was thinking, oh, if it trades this, it's going to be more vulnerable, this and this. I went from precision to complete opposite of precision. You just simply don't know. When it works, it looks great. When it doesn't, just get out of the trade. That's all I know. So don't try to chase that like That's for people who sell courses and stories because you're never going to know. Anyone who says, I knew this, or it's because the market does this to the exact T and it's how it works and it's programmed, click here once or twice, you're going to find a link to make a purchase from. I guarantee you. Do I observe ES chart? Yeah. Sniper to shotgun. Yeah. I went from
Fair.
sniper to like water balloon. Sometimes I'm sniper, sometimes I'm water balloon. Whatever. I mean, look at my Twitter. It was like I just posted a loss on Friday. But that's just
the
crazy,
saying
man.
stupid man make money is a joke, but it's also very true. And it's hard. You have to strive to be the stupid man, though. It's not easy
Oh yeah.
because there's a lot
Because you
going
have to
on.
resign control mentally.
Yeah.
I don't know this. I don't know that. The market's going to do what it does. And the market's never wrong. I'm the one that's wrong. Or you don't have to be wrong. It could just be as simple as the market didn't agree with what I thought. You don't got to be offended.
The market's a pain in the ass because it gets to be right all the time, even when it's wrong. So it's already cheating.
And sometimes you're wrong and you still make money. It's like,
Yeah, also
hey, you can't nitpick, right? Like there are players, I will say the NBA, who get all kinds of foul calls. But if they get called for a foul, they start screaming at the ref, like, are you an idiot? Like, wait, hold on. You're the one that always gets the calls. And now that a call goes against you, you go all crazy. Yeah, I think every trade is as simple as I think price goes here before it goes here. That's all it is. I think price goes to where my target is before it goes to where my stop is. That's the trade.
Now, well, Mike, yeah, okay, so Mike says they always have
SGA
targets
in the chat. Yeah, we're talking about FTA.
They always have targets upside and downside. Then whichever direction it goes, they say it hit our targets. Yeah, I mean, fair, but it's good to have those anyway. I mean, I have like I was in that long. I'm hypothetically looking for 66.70 as a target, but like I have a system ish that it slowly throughout the day rules out stuff. So, I mean, we could get an IB high break, which we would check off that stat. And then my next target for my dumb magic lines would be up here. But at the same time, when I'm in this long, once we get halfway there, I have to face the reality of the volume profile. And it's like, the hell time is it? It's 3:00. So are we going to leave the top of a range that we've literally been building a perfect balanced day the entire day? So I got to get out. But it's just because somebody has targets upside and downside doesn't necessarily mean that they're a carny. But it can also mean that. Arrow Factor IB stands for initial balance, which is the first 1 hour of trading in RTH session. Also known as the first hour, 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern time, the real time zone.
There you go again.
Try to sneak it in.
Claims,
Hey, careful, man.
claims
We
you
got-
cannot prove. That is an opinion not based in fact.
I think I'm probably outnumbered on NinjaTrader.
I might be in the most
I mean, let's
time zone.
be honest.
in
If
all
we're
of
talking
trading.
real time zones, can you tell me where the CME is located, Stowe? My time zone.
Pacific time zone.
Yeah, but when's the volume pick
No.
up? When the New York Stock Exchange opens, my friend. 9:30.
Well, that's also when the pit's open too. So what are you saying?
What pit? Is there anybody in those pits anymore?
There is in the SPX options pit.
That's fair.
The only pit Jack goes to is the McDonald's pit, baby.
That's right, the ball pit. Big fan of the ball pit.
Yeah, ball
Hell
pit.
yeah.
Come on.
Ball pit.
You
Those are
can't
hard
just
to
get
come
in
by
there
these
either. You got to
days.
know somebody.
Those are
You got
hard
to know
come
somebody
by.
to get in that ball pit.
Dude, they charge an entrance fee now.
You got to have even ratio 1-to-1. If you're a dude, you got to have at least a girl with you.
Yeah. Otherwise, they're charging cover.
Cover, yeah.
Got a 5-year-old standing there with a whistle. a little
Sometimes
clicker.
they'll do you dirty. You come like 3 dudes, 4 girls. Be like, yeah, let me just get the girls in first, and we'll come back out for you guys. Yeah.
Nannies don't count too. You got to bring. Mm. Yeah. Happy Meals. They used to have great toys. Beanie Babies. What else? Now I feel like it's cheap stuff, even though the Happy Meal price is quadrupled.
It's not.
had-
Yeah, they're not great. I haven't seen a good Happy Meal toy in a long time.
I think it ended with our generation's stuff. I remember, I mean, you guys knew Gundam, right? They even had those.
Yeah.
They had all kinds of stuff. They had, dude, McDonald's, they gave away those gold Pokemon, like,
Yes.
What a
Yes.
card.
Yes.
yeah,
The
and it
price of
came in
metal
it came
these
in a
days?
case. It came in a plastic protective case and all that stuff.
I feel like that.
Yeah, as
would
a
go
kid,
for
I'm like,
me.
dude, I'm sitting on like, talk to me nice because I got gold. Like, this is real gold. You know? You better be careful who you're talking to. Like, take the bass out of your voice when you're talking to me because I got this big gold bar. But whatever. But yeah, they had all those. Do you know what? I still have it. I think I know where it is.
You
That's
should put it
awesome.
on. You should put it on a chain.
I shit you not.
I think you should get some fresh bling with just that gold Pokemon down low.
Can I get a duck? I'm pretty sure I know where it is right now.
No way if you still have
Dude,
that.
I'll hey,
Oh, that is impressive.
if I bring it up,
man.
everybody talk to me nice, okay?
Take that bass out of your voice.
Yeah, hey. Yeah, let them. I need the business duck. I'm
He's digging in that childhood drawer. We all got one.
Ryan Hunter says Pogs. Yes. I still have Pogs. I still got them. Still floating around. Luckily. Didn't get rid of the Pogs. I can't find the best Pog I ever had, though. I probably lost it in a match. But the best Pog I had was a free OJ Simpson Pog. It's maybe the most 90s artifact that's ever existed. The front was
Wow.
OJ Simpson's face, and the back was a glass of orange juice, and both
So this
sides
is
said free
Prior
OJ.
to the murder charge that they released this.
Yeah, it was when he was on trial. Yeah, I remember I bought it at. I remember the mall I bought it at. I remember the Pog kiosk. I remember
All right, man.
asking for. You got it,
Is this a
XY?
great reveal? This is a great reveal.
do check this out, man. Stop
Oh.
playing. Everybody stop.
Oh my God, he's got
Whoa,
it. That's
whoa.
Let me
insane.
get out this case. Hey,
Oh,
look,
that's beautiful,
Yo,
dude.
that thing is
stop
mint.
playing with me right now, dude. Immediately.
Wow.
Look at this.
How do you
bad-
still have that?
Oh my God.
Oh my God,
That
you
is
took
a-
it out of the case, bro. You're gonna drop the value.
dude? Look at
Bro, is that a
man, this
PSA
they got the
10?
sheen on it and everything. This thing.
PSA 10.
Woo,
That is sweet.
dude.
That's incredible.
Nah, this thing.
That's gonna end up in the Louvre. How do you say that? Louvre?
the Louvre, yeah.
The Louvre, yeah.
You guys will see it at the next the Christie's auction or something like that. If you guys never see me on the show again, it's because I auctioned this off and retired with it.
What are
If
we
you need
looking
me to
at?
get some, I'll get the comp value for it. I got some cards I got to put online later. So
And I also found some of these. I don't know where the rest of my cards are. I got a LeBron James rookie card somewhere, but
sick.
I got like a Shaq. Got a little Shaq card
My
right
man is a
here.
Oh, but you
collector.
can't get rid of that. It says Monster James.
I got
Wow.
John Stockton, David Robinson, Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, Yao Ming.
You're so LA.
Dude, I got Anthony Hart, Wally Zerbiak. Who knows Wally Zerbiak?
Show us your
Come on.
Nikes next. You got those Back to the
Let me
Future
get the
boots.
dunk collection out. Antoine Walker. Oh, this one got a little shine on it. Antoine Walker, a little shiny, a little shiny.
Where's your
Anyone from
penny case?
Boston?
Come
You know
on,
Antoine
bro.
Walker?
Oh my goodness. Get a sleeve on that, dude. Don't dust it up.
Hey, these are all in a little plastic. Yeah, I just found a little gold mine or something. Yes, I got a rookie LeBron and a Vince Carter card somewhere. I really need to find those. And that is my show and tell.
Pretty good.
I got nothing that fancy on my desk.
I can't believe I just randomly thought of that Pokemon thingy right now, and I knew where it was.
You got to
I
be an
can't believe you found it
organized
that
man.
fast.
You got to be an organized man. You located that
And I
so
don't know
quickly.
that. Dang, this thing is
Organized
so
chaos, maybe.
Shiny.
I've only got baseballs. I don't have anything else cool on my desk. Nothing from my childhood for sure.
Yeah, you gotta make money on the charts to buy these gold Pokemon things.
Dude, I
Wonder how
cannot
much I
type in the
could sell
chat
it.
today for some reason.
Yeah, thumbs up, guys. Come on, at least hit a like. Hit a like. I reached deep in the bag for that content.
Arrow Factor, that's actually a double barrel and it's from the 30s. Yeah, that deserves a thumbs up. I'm just sitting here with these limits. I got a limit below 24,305 and above in CL, but man, I still did top tick the market with the no sellers comment. So far. But I'm gonna keep that in mind next time. That's how it happens, though.
Jack, this is why my friends keep me around. You know? Do you know how many times I've top ticked everything? I once top ticked the market for an entire 6 months.
Wow,
It was great.
That's impressive. Top tick in the market for 6 months is a hard thing to do. That doesn't happen often.
Was it that long, XY? At least 6 months?
It probably was, honestly.
I said the words, I am never going to try shorting again.
Yeah, I think it was. Ultimate indicator, like
Yep.
if
Leo
Stowe says
immediately
I'm never
tweeted-
gonna short again, dude.
Yep.
The biggest market drop ever.
Leo sent the tweet out, said, my good friend has just said he's never going to short the market again. Take from that what you will. And that was the top for at least 6 months.
So I heard you say earlier that, you have a way to come up with your medium and longer term time frame basis. Do you want to share that with everybody? I think that's a great idea to always have that like higher time frame bias on what side you want to trade. What's the criteria that goes into that decision for you?
Oh, sure. There's a dumb video on my YouTube about this too, if anybody misses this and wants to care about it later. But I just use VWAP bands, and for the first couple of days of the week, so Monday and Tuesday, I use the previous week VWAP band closes, and then for the first week and a half of a new month, I use the previous month VWAP band closes. So previous month close, the -1 was at 66.60, and previous week +1 was at 66.17 and a quarter.
And that's one standard deviation from the VWAP.
Yeah. So since we're hanging out in the previous week's +1, that is weekly extreme bullish trend to me. And we are now above a lower monthly extreme, the monthly -1. This allows me to identify longs and scalp longs in that kind of environment. If we get below 66.17, then we're into a more neutral weekly and a more neutral monthly. So I'm going to feel less good about long continuation in that environment. So it's kind of like a heat map. And so I use monthly, weekly, kind of form my bias out of that. And then I use the volume profile too, just to see what we've been doing and where we've come from, where we've gone, things like that.
And then, so when you come in and you have that bias, you're only looking for longs, like on a day like today. Am I right on that assumption? Or
yeah, usually.
Okay.
And it's like, so I'll do this little glance at the charts. It takes me like 20 minutes in the morning, and I'm just like, okay. This so monthly neutral, and then if we lose this 1675, then I'll be looking for just as many shorts as I am longs.
Gotcha.
Because that means that we're going to retrace. If we're going to be neutral on both, then we can do two-way trade. So
Okay. Cool.
yeah, and then I look at the kind of day that we have, and when the RTH open is at the bottom of the 5-minute opening range, it also happens to be like that we spent most of our time above the Europe 30-second opening range. This is how I kind of like drill into those different context clues. So this makes me a little happier to be long also. So then I just let the day develop. It's turned into a balanced day, so I'm just going to try to be that long guy at the bottom of it. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for sharing.
I don't know. Sure. I just stack a bunch of squiggly lines on top of themselves. That's all I really do. It's just all about those squiggly
So
lines.
the more squiggly lines on top of each other, it's like overlapping value. It just works better.
Yeah. It's called the squiggle theory.
Heard it here
.tm.
first.
Auction market theory will be in the past. We've got something new.
Squiggle theory.
Yes, I did watch that San Antonio Nuggets game. That was a crazy game. Heartbreaker for Spurs, but I think it's better they lost. They need to understand it's playoff time. Got to execute in OT. Do I prefer LVN or value high low as next as your trusted zone? I think I use the two for very different things. How do I explain this? So you guys will notice on high time frame, I am mainly looking to form a plan. I'm looking for high volume to form a plan, and then I kind of use low volume as, what would you call them, like the twists and turns in the plan. I think the high volume shows me the intent directionally.
Yeah.
Low volume will show me where they're not looking to go as they're going in a direction. So sounds convoluted, but high volume for the direction and strength, low volume for whether it's going to continue or they might be losing that strength. I hope that makes sense. Maybe I don't know. I haven't made a video in like a month, so maybe I could do a video on that. Maybe that's something. The market hasn't been doing anything like super extraordinary for me to make a video on. I don't feel like there's a bunch of things that I can deep dive on, but maybe that's something. The difference between how I use high and low volume, because I do use both. Some traders, I think a lot actually, they'll use one or the other. They'll mark high only as like a zone for supply or demand, or they'll use low volume only as just support resistance zones. So maybe we'll see. Yeah, I understand that I have not put out content for like a month. So,
Well, it's like, I don't know if this is how I'm pretty sure you kind of look at it like this. It's the spot where you get to see if that decision was, backed up or not. So like, if
yeah,
you
that's
look
a
at
good way
this,
to put it.
if you look at this, this is ES, this is, we had this pretty big 6,500, you could just call it, was pretty big low. Then it became a resistance area when we were really threatening to puke all of the guts out at the end of the month. And then we got out of it very fast on the 31st. That was a crazy, billion point up day. Good time to buy, I guess, down there, some would say. But then we came back down and retested it on the 2nd. And when you look at it on a volume profile, like this is a node. When price left this area, nobody really wanted to talk down there. Nobody really wanted to talk from 6,500 to 6,517, 6,520. And then they got back down there and nobody wanted to hang out again. And then we left. So this is just a way to confirm that exit. And then if we abandon this volume down here, this is a good spot to look for that continuation spot. Now we've done it again here. We moved through 65.72 to 65.95. We've left this node down here. So now this is going to be a decision point. But also, sometimes they just come back and fill this stuff in too. So it's not always that like these points reject, or high volume points are magnets. Low volume nodes are, spots of decision making. Price could just come down here and then just sit here until this is no longer a low volume node. So it's easy to hindsight yourself for sure.
I think either thing just tells a different piece of information. Like if you make it simple enough, this was my Friday plan that played out perfectly that I just completely screwed up on. And it was as simple as you look at low volume and the zone is even still here. I drew this on the stream as I was making the plan pre-market. This is very low interest on the offer side as price just ran through. Very low. And it wasn't like that before. But as price moved through, the most recent information shows there's like little to no interest in stepping in front of this to sell. As price comes back, my plan was simply, look, we know where they didn't want to sell prior. If price comes back here and they still don't want to sell, I think we're going to move through the range. And step back in and they didn't want to sell. And what happens? They move through the range. So you can just use high volume or low volume as exactly that. It's information. If it's high volume, like if they went through the low volume node and got to this, now the next most recent piece of information is there is a bid here. You cannot build a node like this without two-way tape. And the most recent piece of information is more buyers and sellers in this range. That's why the market moved up. So now if we come back in here, sellers or the market didn't really want to put in any business here. It's totally fine, but they could still hold this range. And so now you look for that piece of information. So different nodes, whether high or low volume, will tell you different information. And so that when it comes back, you know which information you want to use as a reference. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be which one's better. They're two different pieces of information that can be used two different ways. And you might find someone that looks at the same thing I'm looking at on the volume profile, exact same chart, but have a whole different way of interpreting it. And that's order flow, right?
Jack, are you in the auction market theory cult with us too, I think?
No. I mean, not that I just don't study.
He's like, well, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I mean, yeah.
We were talking about McDonald's and now I don't even know where we are.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm lost. Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely has value. I pay attention to volume profile, but I don't have anything on my computers that is showing me order flow. But I know a lot of people that I've worked with and have like taught my system, they add my system to auction market theory and order flow, and they have great success with it. So, and I see you guys obviously great at it.
I think
For
ultimately
me, it's just I can only watch so much stuff. So, to add another layer, it sometimes would create confusion. And like anything, I think if you almost really watch anything in great detail often enough, you can begin to find the little edges in it, especially with something like order flow. And also because I do trade more markets, and I've said this before, but I think that's something that really requires like very intense concentration on smaller time frames, especially if you're watching like lot sizes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I don't find that something I can do when I'm trading multiple markets. So I don't partake.
No, that's
Yeah,
fair.
I would not even begin to be able to do that. If I was looking at like 4 or 5 markets,
No way.
you want to be as order flow intensive. Like dude, there's no way. Not for me, for sure. There's no way. You can't just be super enhance across 5 markets. Maybe some people, but I don't think that's very sustainable.
I don't have an order flow edge outside of ES and NQ also. Like I don't have a market that I've ever tried that I've been able to find an order flow edge in. So I can't, yeah, well, I've tried. I've tried the Dow. I've tried CL. It's just not it. Those
Yeah, even for
patterns
gold
aren't there for
earlier,
me.
it was based off of market structure, volume profiling. Yeah, I didn't know what the order flow looked like on the way down.
Yeah.
I'm just like, look, I think structurally and with the volume profile, I think we move lower, and we're doing that now. But apart from those things, I had no other inputs. I don't really think you need so many inputs if you're not like looking to just scalp something. I
Yeah.
mean, Jack's getting whole moves and stuff like that. So market structure will take you there for sure. That's what I would do at least. You can't be like super order flow and everything. I mean, I guess you could if you devote your entire life and every hour of the day to just staring at it every single day. But I think the point is that it's just not it's not an absolute necessity. Market structure is to me like the biggest thing, and it will get you where you need to be. The rest is min-maxing, if anyone knows what that means.
It's an interesting strategy. You're supposed to, I think, declare that your way is the only way.
Well, once I
And,
start selling something, I will.
Okay.
Right now, I don't have anything for sale, so there's no point. It's just waste of energy.
XY, I've seen the marks on your charts. There's so much you don't know about the market. Oh, happy Easter to you and Stefa. But that was yesterday. But I'll still accept it. It's freaking cold here.
Your house?
Yeah. Yes. It was like 35 yesterday when I was hiding eggs.
Hiding eggs. You do Easter. I guess you can do an Easter egg hunt outside.
Yeah, of course. Where else do you put the eggs?
Inside.
Inside.
You don't have an
Inside.
8,000 square foot home still?
I do not. I do not. It's got a couple square feet, but I got a big yard. That's where we put the eggs.
You see, no yards over here. No grass. Grass is expensive
fair.
where I come from.
That's fair. Most of these eggs ended up covered in slugs, if I'm being honest with you. I was like, damn, my yard has a lot of slugs in it. This is nuts.
But they're just crawling all over the
Bugs. Where
eggs?
you live in Seattle?
No, it's Pittsburgh. But we have very similar climates to Seattle. We actually get less sunlight than they do
That's
per
actually
year.
terrible.
Well, that sucks.
Yes.
Less sunlight than Seattle? I didn't know it was
Yeah.
a thing.
Yep.
Seattle has like the highest depression rates in the country. How you doing over there in Pittsburgh?
It's yeah. About as good as you'd imagine. You get one sunny day where you got like 2 hours of sun and everybody's outside like, woo, let's go. And then it rains again and you're like, oh God, back to the cave.
Yeah, over here, it's like if it's not sunny, you're like, whoa, what's going on? Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Nobody go outside.
Yeah, it did snow. It did snow here today. That is true.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nick for a cig says, I could really use a cigarette right now. Yeah, don't say.
What kind of heaters are we ripping over there? Some Marlboro Reds, some Cowboy Killers.
Of course. Is there any other kind?
Not that are good for you. I think those are the number one cigarettes recommended by doctors everywhere.
Number one, doctor recommended.
I'm in
Yeah,
a partial fill right now on M, and that is not CL. That is MCL. I would not be shorting 14 contracts of CL, but I'm in a partial fill.
Well, you took a short somewhere.
I've had that limit sitting there for quite some time. It's the halfway back short from highs, but 50% retracement, and they just gave me a partial fill.
Oh, you didn't even get the whole position filled?
Didn't even get the whole position.
turkeys.
That's live book problems.
Yep.
Come
You're
back
on
for
sim
me.
funded, you'd have been filled. Live market problems. Liquidity is actually a thing.
It's just teasing me.
How do you determine where you start to layer your entries and how far apart you do it? Oh, that's pretty convoluted. Maybe I could do a video on that. It really depends on the market structure. If there are times where, actually today's a terrible example, this one big node. Like if the market's moving up and it's building multiple nodes, I might do something like if the market goes back to a prior node that it just left, I'll layer my orders through that node. And I would pretty much speculate that the market does not lose this node on the way back. It's actually going to hold here, and we're going to continue in the direction that we've been going. So something like that, or I'm looking at the DOM and I see a bid that's just constantly refreshing in a certain range, in a dealing range. Then that's where I want to put my orders. I want to spread it through that range, because to me, if I'm looking to enter there, this is the activity that should hold this area, and I'm looking to position there. And if it doesn't hold, then I'm looking to get out. So that's how I would be doing it.
This is a good question. I also, because I feel, this just reminded me about something. I feel like the phrase market structure is thrown around quite a bit. I know that I do it. And Stefa just says, what do you mean about market structure? I don't know. What do you got when you say the words market structure, guys? Like, what are you talking about?
I don't really use that term, so I'll let you guys answer.
What else would you call market structure?
I'm looking for a better way to explain it because
Yeah.
like XY, I know what we're sorry, Jack. I thought you said it too. Like,
You know what? This is the reason I don't make beginner content, because I feel like you can literally YouTube the words market structure trading, and you would instantly find 5 videos that can explain it way better than we could right now.
yeah.
That's why I don't make beginner content.
I'd like to be
Because
able to explain it in a way that makes sense, but it's a concept that I'm having a hard time like vocalize. Yeah, I could talk about crossing the spread on the DOM and what like pull stack means to me way more efficiently than I can this. But those are weirder concepts. I don't know.
yeah, there's got to be a really good way to explain it that's beginner friendly than what I can do.
Okay, I'm gonna take a shot. So like I look at a 6-day rolling volume profile. That is as big as I get. I don't look at anything older than a 6-day. This 6-day volume profile on the high time frame chart, that's it. This is the last 6 days, and I don't give a shit what happened outside of this because it helps me remember I'm a scalper. I'm not looking for the move. I'm looking for a niblet. I look at the market through a lens of large volume areas are where buyers and sellers have agreed for the moment that price is fair-ish. When something is auctioning around a node, like, for example, we are doing here on the day, this is a really good example of up here, price is too high or price is too expensive. So more sellers than buyers. Down here, price is too cheap, so more buyers than sellers. Now here at the point of control or the middle of the Gaussian profile, this is where price is most agreeably priced. This is the fairest price the market thinks that it should be at today. And then when you zoom out and you look at that on multiple days of volume profile, you can begin to see spots where market was fairly priced and then it left. So I consider the structure to be the story of the last 6 days. And so like we were fairly priced down here at 64.20, and then we began to leave. We built volume higher and higher, and eventually we ran out of sellers completely, and we created a new set of higher volume nodes up here. Here was a big one at 65.40. Price was extremely fair here for a while until it left, and then it became fair here until it left. So I would consider the structure of the last 6 days to be we are building volume higher off of this low. So it's the story. Maybe that's a better way to put it.
I think when I think market structure, I think of it in a price action way. So it could be as simple as like higher highs, higher lows in a trending move, right? A swing high and a swing low, that's market structure. Consolidation is market structure. But now how do you break that down, to like a 5-year-old? I have no idea. I don't know. But
I feel like
I
a
know
5-year-old
that
trying to
people
think
on
about how to
YouTube,
say it. Yeah.
I know that people on YouTube can do it. So that's why it's like I'll never make beginner content because there's already so much out there already that's way better than anything I could make. So I think if you probably just YouTube trading market structure guide, oh my goodness, you'll get so much better content.
I know. That's why I'm not trying to
Right.
tell people to go YouTube
I
it.
did it, and there's a van outside my house. So, do you have any more?
Everybody stop talking about market structure.
Or just like trend, like I feel like it's easier to like trend is
Yeah,
pretty.
like higher highs, higher lows. That's market
Yeah.
structure. And if now it doesn't make another high, but it makes a lower low and now lower highs, that's market structure as
Well,
well.
there's like if you get into volume profile theory, there's like actual visual different examples like D profiles, P profiles, B profiles,
Yep.
double distribution days. Like those, that I think has a little more detail when you go into the profile structure because they're literal like physical formations that show up and that can be easily described. And once again, that is something you can find great detail on online. But I think if you're looking from a market profile perspective and looking at profiles, they're clearly written out and defined. So I think that's probably if you want to go to a market structure, look at those profiles. I'm aware of volume profile structures and like patterns and stuff, and I know what type of trades I like to take after those days. Like if we have I think it's a P-shaped formation, I'm looking for a trend continuation into the next day. Or if the trend doesn't continue, I'm looking for a bigger reversal because it's just a long tail and then like a little picture, like literally a letter P. So it's like everybody knows what a letter P looks like. And if we have that where we have a long tail, usually at the beginning of the day, and then you start building a structure towards the end and more consolidation, that's usually indicative of a continuation market. And same thing with the opposite, where you have an early morning sell-off, and then we start kind of consolidating near lows. That's going to look like a B on a profile. And those are different ways to view market structure. And Jim Dalton has a great 10-hour market profile course. So there you go. I don't know if that's free or not, but I've read his books before, Jim Dalton. But yeah, I mean, I am not great at writing personally, so I'm gonna let you read somebody else. But I can explain.
I appreciate that, Jimmy C. I appreciate that remark. It's easy. Yeah, we give good analysis, but also I think we do recognize that certain things we're not the greatest people to go to articulate that, especially like for me, it would be beginner stuff. Like I understand it, sure, but how do I break it down to someone who hasn't really ever seen it before, right? So it's kind of like when I discovered order flow and I'm looking at the stuff, I'm looking at the content, they're breaking it down, but I am so confused, right? It wasn't broken down, I guess, enough for me to actually understand what I'm looking at. Like, there, this composite profile, it's this and this. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I see. And that's the what? You see a footprint, you're like,
Oh Lord. I remember the first time I looked at a footprint, I was like, what is happening?
And then you think this because that is that? Like, yeah. So yeah, there's another layer there that it's a little tough.
It is hard to it's hard to articulate this stuff that we've been staring at for a thousand years, just because it's like I think once you get something so instinctually ingrained, your brain kind of like nopes out of why you know that, and it just knows it now, and it has to clean up and make room for the next thing that you have to learn how to know. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that my ability to explain a lot of this stuff has been deleted, and every time I try to do it, I have to find it again.
It's like right now, if someone who has never ever ridden a bike asked me, "How do you ride a bike?" You'd be like, you wouldn't just like instantly tell them exactly how to balance and this and this and this. You'd kind of like, well, first like, how do I explain this?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that. That's a good way to put it. But someone mentioned, I keep mentioning that price leaves volume in my videos. If you're looking for an answer, because there's not really a question in there. I think I've seen this 3 times now. It just says I keep mentioning that price leaves volume. So whether it's a statement or a question, I'm not too sure, but it's framed as a statement, but I'm assuming it's a question. So what does it mean when I keep saying price leaves volume? Volume to me is two-way trade. Volume means there's buyers and sellers. If there's a volume build here, but price moves higher, it tells me this range has more buy interest and sell interest. That's all it is. If it moves lower, it tells me this range has more sell interest and buy interest. So if price leaves volume to the upside, it's the buy side. If price comes back to it, I would expect a supportive bid there. But if price cuts through it, it tells me, well, in a range where there was more buy interest and sell interest, what happened now? The market has changed its mind. Now it's got the opposite. That's all it is. It's no different than like consolidation on a price chart, price action. You get a consolidation, price moves up. That's exactly what that is. They did the business, they figured out their feelings there, and the market wants higher. That's all it is. Yeah, I mean, I would hope so, Jimmy C. I do my best to try to like break it down in the most simplistic way. Um, I have found that a lot of people found it really helpful, but still sometimes there's, a bit of confusion. But I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I will try to put out more stuff for you guys. It's just really time consuming. And I don't want to like put out half-ass stuff where it's like regurgitated this and now I have to rely on a shocking face thumbnail to make you click on it. I think every time I'm looking to put out a video, I want it to be something like actually useful. So
6x trading, I at least wait 15 minutes, usually 30 minutes before I care what that thing's up to. Um, yeah, at least. Yeah, I don't have a hard and fast rule for it, and I have tried to quantify it in the same way that I've been able to quantify the times that I use current week and current month. But I haven't been able to hone in on one. And any sort of task that I've ever done like that, where I'm trying to quantify something that I have found with a vibe, if I'm not able to do it in a couple days, then I just go ahead and give up on that whole idea. I just stick with the vibe.
oh, Naughty Fish says, I've been doing PA plus order flow for a year now, and I'm just now understanding all the stuff XY keeps yapping about. Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. I went through that too. I just didn't understand what do you like all the jargon, IB,
Yeah.
volume, this, that. Uh, it goes on and on. It's always
Just
something.
even knowing what MGI
Oh yeah.
that's the shit we take for granted. Is like, um,
Yeah.
yeah, I forget that not everybody knows what that is. So yeah, but I'm not trying to forget that, but my brain has just deleted that because it has to keep track of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but I'm glad you guys find that the network is helpful. I mean, that's the intention behind it. We'll do what we can to articulate certain things. And there's like a million different trading styles. I mean, you see it right here. Me and Stowe trade order flow. Jack does his own thing. Everyone kind of finds their way through. They do it with success. It's not about what's the best strategy. It's just what's providing a language that speaks to you, right? That you can understand, that you can execute with. And that's a whole other layer people don't talk about. You can know all these things, understand these things. Hey, this is the strategy, this is the setup. But you do need something to give you the confidence to trust in hitting the button and putting that risk on. And that's a whole other thing too.
Yep. I honestly think that it is all about, you have to find something that you're going to be able to stare at for long enough and not quit. So like however you want, whatever lens you want to look at the market through, you have to find one that you don't hate, because you're gonna have to look at this for a long time before it clicks. I don't think there's any way around it. Trading with Jose, XY uses time-based charts because he's the real anarchist. Everybody thinks it's me, but it's actually XY. He just does it to be spiteful, and it's the only reason.
Is that why?
Yeah, that's why.
I didn't think anyone would ever find out, but here we are. We're finding
That's
out a
the
lot of
tea.
things today. Truth be told, guys, I don't know what's what. I just did this because the others aren't doing it.
I believe
tried
your
it
old
all.
explanation I remembered was like that's how you initially came up, was candle patterns and time-based charts. And so you'll still look for, and you reference it all day too. You're like,
Yeah.
this candle's looking like that. This candle's good. And then even in your wick
Big time
explanation.
guy.
Yeah.
Big
Huge
time
time guy.
But I've tried it. Yeah. When I first started order flow, I was like tick charts and then volume charts. Renko.
Oh
Uh
God. Never did that. I
Renko
forgot about
Heikin-Ashi. I
Renko.
did the both. Renko Heikin-Ashi's too. And then I was just like, Heikin-Ashi's enough. It just cleans it up for me. And um yeah, because anything under 5 minutes, I don't really trust the price action in terms of like a bar by bar analysis.
Mm.
I don't care what a 1 minute bar looks like. I'm not gonna trust it enough to hit the button anyway. So let's just clean this up. Let's just do a Heikin-Ashi because it's momentum based and it just cleans up the move for me so that, hey, look, I just need to see where price is going, where it's not, where it came from, stuff like that. The rest I'm looking at the DOM anyway to pull the trigger. But when it comes to like, yeah, 5 minute, 15, 1 hour, daily, I'm looking at bar by bar for sure. That's in the playbook. If anyone's wondering why they've never seen me talk about it or you see it on my chart, go to the playbook. It's free. It's all in there. But yes, big price action guy. You guys might not know this, but big PA guy.
Wow, this market has absolutely died
Sure did.
here. We went from the most bullish tape Stowe has ever seen to the most boring tape I have ever seen in a period of an hour and a half. We've been inside like that 15-minute bar that we first got on here since, have we not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Now I'm just like, I don't care about
That's
being cleared
crazy.
out
I don't think
anymore.
I've ever been on here where the first 15-minute bar of showtime we've been inside of.
Oh, wait for the summertime, baby. It's
Oh,
tons
yeah,
of
he
fun.
doesn't-
Oh, I mean,
know.
I've traded plenty of summer markets, but I mean,
You
inside a
haven't
15-minute bar.
streamed Power Hour during summer
Oh.
market. The last year we were stuck in 15-point ranges for an entire 90 minutes.
Yep.
It was crazy.
I'm going to be trading some what are some things that move in the summer besides? I feel like oil is going to continue to be volatile though. So are we
Yeah,
going
as
to have
long
some
as like things go down, we might get an actual tradable summer afternoon.
But we're not
Yeah.
gonna anymore. Thanks for that. You just
Yeah,
told away
you're-
Van.
I wish I had that power. Or maybe the grain markets because of fertilizer disruption potentially. Those will be interesting. I don't trade
have
those
to reach
often,
deep in
but
the bag here.
yeah, I'm gonna be pulling out all my tricks to find something to
Going
do.
deep in the bag on this one.
Yeah, even this last position, like I mean, I got a partial fill in the MCL, and then I literally just took it off and took a more aggressive trade so I could get my full fill, so my bracket orders could actually play out. Because if I don't have my full fill, my brackets and stops don't actually display until I get the full fill. So I took it off and just re-entered. This will be my last trade. I mean, I do have a limit below us now at 24. Still, I've had it there for over an hour at 24,305. Maybe I'll take that in Asia when the market reopens. But until then,
So when did you get flat?
Bro, I've been flat since 227.
You talking about your fake time zone again? What is that?
1127 for you, my friend.
11:27.
Yeah, like
Oh,
hour and 15 minutes ago.
okay. Tracy agrees with me on my view of the grain markets potentially coming into play. I like that.
all right, all right. Guess we got to get a grain
Guys,
chart
get
going.
ready to be trading lean hogs and corn and soy meal and whatever else. I
Damn
actually
it.
learned. Do you guys ever hear why they banned onion futures trading? Did you know they used to have an onions market in futures?
Why'd they ban that?
it?
There was a group of individuals who somehow cornered the physical market in onions and then convinced farmers to stop selling. And then they proceeded to sell all of, basically creating like a fake short squeeze by hoarding all of the onions. And after they cornered the onion market and basically made onions unavailable to the populace, they officially banned onions futures trading. Kind of interesting piece of history. I think it's the only product that got
is insane.
banned. Yeah, you can
That's
look
cool.
at this.
That's
A whole
edge.
story. I mean, I don't have all the details in my memory bank, but it is kind of interesting,
I think that's the greatest edge I've ever heard of.
right? I'm like, wait, do I need to be cornering the onion market? Is this my summer strat? Like, guys, how much room do you have for onions? We're taking delivery.
I think if we can get a decent group putting in, yeah, we could probably market make this. We could be the phantoms of the order book.
Dude, or we start cornering the pig market. Stowe, how much property did you say you had?
Dude,
How many acres you got over there?
I got 2 acres.
How much of
That's
these can we park over there?
Depends. I mean, we can stack as high as we want, right? So
The neighbors are like, I don't know what this guy's getting into, but
He just took another truckload of hogs to his door.
like, at what
I
point do we
swear he's a
notify the
trader. I don't
police?
know what he's doing with all these pigs.
Can't be legal.
yeah,
We'll
I don't
work
have
on
any
that.
rules
We'll
about. We can
talk
have
offline.
wildlife. I could have got those goats, but
Talk
I never called
offline.
it.
Yeah.
You are the goat. You can't have goats. You're gonna think you're the goat daddy. Bah.
Clip it.
Clip it.
Clip it.
that. We got him.
I feel like all of the clips I'm in are just ones Nick reposts of him talking. I'm just in the background. I'm like, who's doing these clips for Nick? Is that production? Is he just out there doing that in his free time?
Claude.
He's clipping in Claude. Claude, give me a bah. I couldn't tell you why chickens aren't traded.
Because Big Chicken won't allow it.
How
Costco
many
won't allow it.
how many clucks would be in a contract is what I want to know. If there were
Costco
such
cornered
a
the
thing.
chicken market. That's how they can offer it at $5.
Dude, for sure. I've never put it in my theories of trading to ever corner the market. I never, but now I'm like, you know what? After reading that story about that, and they made a ton of money. I mean, it was technically, I guess, illegal or unethical or one of the few.
We could be next. We'll
We
find
could
something.
be next.
We'll find something.
We gotta find the smallest
What
market.
about like soybeans or something?
Okay, we can look into that. Well, you guys ever hear about the people that rigged the lotto in Texas?
Rig the lotto.
Okay, so there was like under a certain, I forgot what the size lotto was. It wasn't like a mega ball or something, but basically there was only like there was something like 15 million different combinations in total. And so they figured once in a while, like once every 5 or 10 years, the lotto gets, significantly above 15 million. Let's say the lotto gets to 25 million. So they bought a bunch of lotto machines from like closed down convenience stores. And once this lotto in Texas got to like 25 million, they basically could buy every single combination for $15 million and still come out on top, assuming nobody else had the other. I mean, it was genius. And technically, there's my targets in CL, and technically not illegal. But yeah, I was like, wow, I'm like, these are the edges I need to be looking for. We need lotto machines and some statisticians to let us know
attention
which ones
traders.
we can get.
It's
So
algo
quant
time.
activity on the lottery.
Yeah,
Lottery
true
arb.
stories.
I like that.
Lotto quants.
Lotto quants. Final
All right, we're
target here,
cooking.
112.12. Let's go. Finally got something to go. Did only trade here today on stream, but just broke out in the indexes.
Maybe I should do that. I gotta like load up a smaller live account so I don't screw up a bunch of money trying to trade like 5 markets at once like Jack, but only trade volume profile. Is that the new?
Do it.
The new is less for sure.
The new?
Yeah.
So I can't be like, you see those videos like people got like 5 price ladders up. Like, yeah, ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'd rather
Nope,
just retire.
that ain't gonna be me. I remember those Axie videos. I still have
Yeah,
nightmares.
yeah. The institutional guys. I'm like, dude, I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know if you know what you're looking at.
That dude's
But I
got
trust it.
every
Final
bond up.
TP. All right, here we go. All right, I think everyone here took one trade today on stream and won.
Woo!
Here we
We're
go.
all
There's 3 for 3, guys, and 3
Only
different
on
markets
NT
because
Live.
you were NQ, right, Jay?
Oh, I had a
And,
gold. I had a gold
Oh yeah.
one too. That also paid. Hey.
Okay. All right.
Yes. We're making money.
There we go. There we go. Successful day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to NinjaTrader Live. As we're rolling into the close and 764 of you are still watching, we'd please like that like count above 300. I know it hasn't been the most entertaining day, but it was an accurate day for the boys.
Whoa, hey,
Whoa,
hey.
yeah, whoa.
Hey, I reached deep in the bag and found the little Pokemon. I still look.
It took
Hey.
you guys 20 minutes to explain what I don't even know what the word is anymore. I've just got
Market
lost with
structure?
stuff. What is market structure? If you could explain what market structure is, well, somebody needs to come up with a definition.
Ah. We talked about scams, schemes,
Mm-hmm.
some little bit of basketball,
alpha, lotto
Pokemon,
scamming.
McDonald's.
Prop firm sizing.
Hey, we went all around.
No, for sure. It never is a dull day. It never is a dull day. But we did spend literally the entire session inside the first 15-minute bar we saw on stream, which is, I'm telling you, that's the first time that's happened that I've been on stream. But the entire until now. Yeah, wow. Here we go. Here we go. Never living that one down.
Watch, they're gonna see you in Miami. Like, hey, Jack, do the thing. Do the thing.
Dude, I'm gonna show up in a goat costume.
Dude, you be sweating. You pass out.
Oh my god, so hot, so hairy, and just
You pass
Rocky
out.
Mountain oysters. Oh man. Does anybody know where we're going for dinner? I heard Stowe asking about the dress code. Hey, Stowe, it's Miami. Just nipple pasties and
All
one
right.
of those things that Borat wears to the beach.
Oh yeah, if you want to get in free,
A
that's what you're
man
wearing.
hammock.
That's
Don't-
cool.
You'll get in free. You'll skip the line. It's Miami, man.
All right. Well, I haven't met some of my co-hosts, and that would be a hell of a first impression. So I guess I'll go with pasties.
Like I thought we were all wearing this.
Yeah. Well, hold on.
What are you guys gonna do outside while I get in first?
We have to tip. He does it. We're like bribing the door guy. How'd Stowe get in? He wore a banana hammock and
I'm with
pasties.
Nipples Guy.
That's my friend. I know him.
You might be on the wrong end of South Beach if they let you in right away, but hey, where did you say we're going to dinner? That was some good patience by everybody too, just not getting caught up. I think that's another thing. It's although we are sitting on here just talking amongst a variety of topics, just having the patience, in trading. I think Jim said that right when we got on, that it's one of the most crucial parts of trading. You really can't force things.
Yep.
I think what made it easier today was that it was so garbage for a while that when I looked at it, I was like, I hate it. I hate everything about it. I think it's absolute garbage. So it's easier to be patient when you just hate what you're looking at.
Yeah, you're just talking trash. I don't like you.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna hang out.
Bet you won't make a new low. I bet you won't, because you suck and you know it.
Damn, bro.
That was also a low that was like, sometimes it does that. You'll have the worst price action of all time all day, and then you'll finally get something that looks interesting that you can fade an edge with, and it becomes like, and then all of a sudden you don't want to take it anymore once you're down there. Today was not like that, so that was nice. It went down there, exhausted itself, clicked right back. The greatest bid of all time. Some ask, how is the bid that good? I don't know. It was the most bullish tape I've ever seen.
Historic. The historic move of April 6th.
Well, the only way I've been able to get good at selling is I've taped over half of the DOM, so I only see the offer side now. And so today was the first day I took the tape off the bid side.
Dude, yeah, unironically.
Did you seriously do that?
Might be cooking.
That is alpha.
Yeah,
It might
you
be.
might be actually.
That might be. That might be alpha.
Dude,
You're
no.
right.
Imagine you get into the market, it's a morning plan, you're like, I'm only looking for shorts today. So you cover the entire pull stack of the bid side, so you never get tempted to fade yourself, and you just stick to the plan. Dude,
I think you just discovered a new strategy.
Dude, new alpha.
This is called the blind alpha. The blind.
This is like the literal like chopping the wrong hand off.
Yeah.
This is where all my best ideas come from, for sure.
Sometimes you got to be crazy to be innovative,
Stupid
want it
man,
bad
make
enough.
money.
You're never going to come up with something new without thinking outside the box or just removing half the box from your screen.
What if there was less box to think outside of?
That's just...
Whoa.
What's
Whoa.
up, Jim?
Holy cow.
Just got
How you
shoved
guys
through the
doing?
door.
Oh,
It's like when you're backstage and they just shove you onto the stage through the curtains. You're like, oh, wait. Hello.
I know. And I haven't even combed my hair yet.
How long does that take?
Not long.
Do it live. You can just do it live right now while he speaks to us.
Oh my gosh. Good job. Anybody still with positions?
Nah.
Nope.
Fresh out.
Fresh out. So today it looks like we might have the elusive no IB break for the ES.
Yep.
Yeah. They were close.
Jim, the market actually hasn't moved since we saw you last.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's actually unironically true.
Now we moved
It's
up.
true.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, looking at it. Yeah. Interesting. It's funny because Kane was on saying the big moves always happen at night. So between
Lately.
the Asian Open and pre-market in the U.S.
They've just been eating up the entire range.
I don't think that's true, but you said it, so we'll go with it.
Well, all the gamma's sleeping, I think
Last
is what
night
happens.
it was true.
Everyone's
Yeah.
gamma sleeping.
Yeah, the gamma sleeps at night. It starts to wake up.
The
3 a.m.
mighty jungle, the gamma sleeps tonight.
Goodness. Well, maybe that's when a lot of the bombs are flying, unfortunately.
Yeah. Not by my house though, so I sleep okay.
Well, you have just regular old-fashioned gunfire, right?
Yeah. I like to tell myself they're fireworks.
Oh, that's like really nice. That's like good sleeping ASMR.
It's not in any rhythmic pattern. So
Yeah, it's really good.
But you're
Good
in West
sleeping.
Loop, right, Jack?
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
good
it's great.
ambient noise.
Actually, the week I moved into where I live, I had like 2 cars jacked on my block. I was like, this is not good. I was like, this is just
You can't park
Oh,
outside.
man.
You don't park outside, do you?
no, I don't park outside. But
That's where I stayed when I went to Chicago, and everybody asked where my hotel was. I was like, "It's in West Loop," and they're like, "Stowe, what are you doing over there, bro?"
no, the West Loop is a nice area. The West Loop has the highest concentration of 6-figure earning millennials in the country, which is like, I mean, it's a nice area. So
Hold on. You can't say all that you've just said and say it's a nice. You just said your ambient noise is gunfire.
I mean, it's Chicago in general, so you're 2 blocks away from anything. But
Yeah, from certain death.
yeah, it's a nice area in Chicago. Okay, we have to preface that it's
It is very nice. It's actually nice.
It's so dangerous. You can't hide eggs outside.
They'll just
Nice,
end up with
right.
dog urine on them.
Oh, look at this. End of market rush. Did you see that? In the E-mini S&P, we got all the way up to 53.5.
Yeah.
Wow. Still no. We have a 3.85% event. No break. On a Monday. I know what day it is, everybody. Oh man. Any event. Great job as usual. Let's give these guys a round of applause. All right. Well, tomorrow's Tuesday, the 7th of April. We have Sal Mercogliano. Now, Sal's a professor at Campbell University, which is in North Carolina, by the way. I know where Campbell is. I've been there. It's a very nice campus, kind of rural, but kind of nice, close to Chapel Hill. He's chairman of the history department and a criminal justice and political science dude, but he's also a maritime historian. So I am sure him and Shai are going to have a great conversation on the Straits and what all that means and the history of it. So it's going to be super fun. Super cool guest tomorrow morning.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing Sal. On his X page, he's like, you better call Sal. It's awesome.
Jim, can you do me a favor? Can you address him as professor tomorrow while I tune in? That'll just be a little, a little fun joke between you and me. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's yeah. So no, he seems like a fun guy if you're following him on X. Definitely do that. Tape talk with T-Trades is going to happen. Then Trade the Open. Chris and Merritt Black are going to be live on Trading the Open. Can't wait for that. Midday market. Selman Stowe is coming back midday tomorrow.
Woo!
Back-to-back days for Stowe tomorrow. Yeah, with Selma also side by side. That'll be fun. And then Trade the Close. Joey and Leo and Nick are going to be with us to Trade the Close tomorrow. So another fantastic lineup at NinjaTrader Live. I'm excited about tomorrow for sure.
Me too.
Yeah, appreciate everybody being part of NinjaTrader Live. Great trading community. Thank you for the subscriptions, the thumbs up. If you are trying to get in the Miami deal, check your email, spam folders, and all that stuff for an email. Well, having said all that, folks, most important message of the day: please be safe out there, be good to each other, and we'll see you soon.
Care.
Peace, chat. Thanks.